And now we actually got some more news about the Daryl Dixon spinoff, or Raise the Dead, what most people like to call it. And we got some pictures of behind the scenes and stuff like that. It's pretty well known. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about those and just coming up with my own theories about it and breaking those pictures down. So stay tuned. And now before we actually get into the video, I'd like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe. And we are so close to that 1,000 subscriber goal. So thank you, all of you, for supporting this channel and tuning in for these Walking Dead videos and theories and speculation and all of that. And yeah, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe for more Walking Dead content. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. And let's actually talk about the teaser that was revealed for this show. And this teaser, like pictures of this teaser, were actually leaked a couple of months back, but now they officially revealed it when Dead City premiered on cable. And by the looks of it, Daryl is actually lying down unconscious in a boat which is upside down. So again, it is true that Daryl is going to France unwillingly, and we don't know if the CRM have something to do with this, or if he got into some sort of like fight, or like if he struggled and then his boat flipped upside down and then he's floating on it. And again, we don't know what events transpired to actually make him in that state, but it's definitely like unwillingly he's going there, right? So again, that's very interesting, and let's just see how that turns out. And now I actually do have a theory about this, and this actually goes back to my Raise the Dead speculations video, and I do personally think that the CRM do have some hand in this. It's because this spinoff is very closely tied to the origin of the walkers, and just a lot of CRM stuff in general. So I wouldn't be surprised if Daryl actually did make it to the CRM base or somewhat, or if he's very close to the CRM base and he was just knocked out, or he was in some sort of fight or conflict with the CRM soldiers or whatever, and then they just knocked him out unconscious and then he just floated to France. Now that is very possible. It's because how else would we see Daryl in that state, right? Because he's a great fighter, he fights back, and he's just a really resourceful character, and just seeing him in this state, something really bad is gonna happen to him, and I do think that it's the CRM that are behind this. And I was actually talking about those behind the scenes pictures that actually came out recently, and keep in mind, this is the behind the scenes shooting process for season 2 of the Daryl Dixon spinoff, or you could call it Raise the Dead, but they called it Daryl Dixon in the teaser. I don't know if that's going to change or not, but let's get back to those pictures. And we do see Carol, right? Carol is in season 2 of the Daryl Dixon spinoff, and like a few days back there were actually behind the scenes pictures, and people actually saw Melissa McBride in France. So it does seem like she actually agreed upon shooting for season 2. And again, this show was actually supposed to be a Carol and Daryl spinoff. It was supposed to be just two of them together, and then Melissa McBride, she couldn't free up her schedule to go shoot in France, but it does look like she finally has time, and she's willing to actually shoot in France. And these pictures look good, right? And it does look like that Daryl has been through a lot in this show. And when it comes to Carol, it does look like she's been through quite a bit also. And also she does look like Carol from back in season 5, like in the Terminus episodes. So her hair is a little bit shorter, right, from season 11, from what I could tell. And both of them are actually together, right? They have a map in their hand, and that map, it looks a lot like the map that Abraham actually gave Rick. Of course, that's probably not the same map, but it does look very similar to that map. And as we can see, Daryl's face, it does look like he has a bigger scar around his eye, and he's beaten up quite a bit, and he's been through a lot. So again, we have to see how this show plays out. And I do have a theory on how does Carol even make it to France. And now, seeing that this is season 2 of the Daryl Dixon spinoff, the behind the scenes pictures are during season 2. We could assume that Daryl probably found some sort of radio or something like that, and he's been trying to contact Alexandria for the duration of season 1, and then probably after multiple failed attempts, in the end of season 1 we will see Carol, right? Carol will answer Daryl's radio message, and she will make her way to France. Now we did get confirmation that Dog is going to be in season 2 as well with Carol, and it leaves the possibility of Carol making it by boat, or some sort of way. Probably the CRM have another hand in this, but go with Dog coming and Carol coming to save Daryl, it's very possible that she gets a hand of her own boat and she makes it to France herself. And now with Carol being in this show, it actually leaves the possibility open of other Walking Dead characters making an appearance in the show. Maybe not in France, but just having a scene or two of them. Like we could see Ezekiel, we could see Gabriel, Aaron, right? And we could see Carol's journey starting off from Alexandria. So it'd be a very good moment to actually see Alexandria again and the Commonwealth again, and Carol actually explaining her mission to everybody, because I don't think she's gonna be going in secret. She's gonna be telling everybody that I'm gonna go look for Daryl, he's in danger, I'm gonna go bring him back. So it'd be very cool to see all of these characters again, right? And how did they progress within that time, and just the reaction of knowing that Daryl is in trouble and he made it to France somehow. So it's a very good possibility that we could actually see other characters from The Walking Dead in this show. Maybe not in France, but we could see a scene or two of them in Alexandria. And now just one weird thing that I noticed in all of these behind the scenes pictures for the show, even in season 1, and the leaked pictures we saw, and just the behind the scenes pictures of this season as well, is that we did not see any running walkers. As I mentioned in my previous videos, that in World Beyond, the post-credit scene, it showed running walkers in France, and again, we still didn't see any running walkers. That could be a huge surprise moment, because it's a variant walker. But if they do show up in the show, which is very likely, right? I mean, they wouldn't pass up that opportunity to put Daryl and Carol in this setting and have running walkers. It would just be very cool to see both of them going up against these running walkers, Carol going up against these running walkers, and just them having this whole big perspective of there are more walkers out there, more than the climbing ones and the normal ones. And the story of this show is fairly unclear, right? I mean, in my Raise the Dead speculation and theory video, I did mention that Daryl might be going up against the two scientist teams, Primrose and Violet. And with Carol being in this second season, we could potentially see both of them, actually going up against these scientist groups and probably ensuring that they're gone. But I don't know what other damage could they do. And it's just very interesting seeing that this show is getting a season 2, and which it does show that AMC has a lot of confidence in this show, right? Of Daryl, I mean, he's one of the biggest selling points of The Walking Dead, so it does make sense for him to get a season 2 and to actually put Carol there, another fan favorite character. But it just shows that this show might be really, really good, just because the level of confidence that they have for this show, right? For actually just already shooting a season 2, putting in the budget, and just putting in the time, and the contracts, and paying the actors. It does seem like that this show is going to be really good, and Carol just tops it off also, it just makes it much better. Now, is there going to be a third season of this show? Because, they're already shooting a season 2, right? They're already in production, and I believe that they're halfway through production of season 2. And, with Carol being in it, it's a possibility that they might do a season 3. And, this just shows that, again, they want to drag this out as much as they could, right? And, this probably means that we won't get a reunion of Rick and Daryl for quite a while, right? And which of course is not a bad thing, right? They want to build that up as much as they could, but having a season 2 possibly shows that we might see other characters coming to France, or again, the second season could be that Carol actually comes looking for Daryl, but then she gets stuck herself, and then both of them have to find a way to get back to America. Now, do I think that the CRM is going to have a hand in Carol and Daryl coming to France? or do I think that they're gonna have a hand in them returning back to America? I think it's a very good possibility that the CRM are even gonna show up in this show at all, because you know, like this show and the setting of it, and you know, just the whole plot of it, it just screams CRM. Like it would be a very big missed opportunity if they don't put in the CRM. And you know, with Daryl, you know, like making it to France and getting knocked out and just on a boat, right? Like, you know, it can't happen because of like some like raiders on the road or anything like that. They have to make this a huge moment, and they have to make Carol looking for Daryl a huge moment. And you know, having these two characters find out about the CRM, I think it's a very good like chance for them to do so. And you know, it just makes them one step closer to Rick, and possibly Daryl finds out more about the CRM and actually like uncovers some secrets about the origins of the apocalypse. And you know, and it'd be very cool to see like Daryl actually witnessing that videotape from Dr. Jenner that he sent to those scientists in France. And you know, just him like, you know, like just seeing that Dr. Jenner had contact with these people, and he knew so much more about the apocalypse than the group or like anyone else in the world. And it would just be a very good callback to season 1. And now that's it for today's video. I'd like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe, and thank you so much for the support you all are giving me. I really appreciate it. And you know, this growth is all because of you. Now let's get to that 1,000 subscriber goal. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe for more Walking Dead content. Thank you.